Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the Long Dark. Now, the Long Dark has been dark for about a month while the devs were working on the new update for the game, and it's finally here. It's a massive update that more than doubled the size of the sandbox as it is, and you can travel to a whole new location. So as you can see, just behind the dam, you get to travel to the ravine. Now, the ravine will get you past the most treacherous bridge you'll ever come across in this game anyways. And once you get past that, you'll get to the coastal highway. Now, the coastal highway is a completely new area. Lots of loot, lots of new things for you to do and find. And also, they've introduced rabbits, and you can actually use the table now to make snares. So not only that you can hunt wolves, you can hunt deer, you can also snare some rabbits if you want to put in the time. It takes about 12 hours for the snare to work, but you get yourself a rabbit, and you're going to get a bit of meat off it. You get the gut, and you get all sorts of goodies off it. So this is it. I'm going to go ahead and get in there and see what we're doing and what we can find. Hopefully there'll be some really cool new stuff that they added in. I'm really looking forward to finding... Ooh, hello. Easy, tiger. Don't want to be falling into that ravine myself. I'm really looking forward to see what they've added and what sort of direction they're heading, because I was kind of hoping that with the new update coming up, you're going to see a bit of a change in the weather. Maybe, I mean, it all depends how long you've survived. I mean, I know you can just hop into the game now and just get to this particular point in a day, and then you'd be in the coastal highway in a day. So, but what if you survived longer? What if you survived like me? You'll see by the end of this video I'm alive for 60 days. And I've still got plenty of food, plenty of drink. I'm still good to go for many days yet. But I'm just sort of wondering, will they ever do an end game to this? Like, spring will come. Will you actually make it back to civilization? Will you do any of that? You know, I'm really looking forward to seeing more continuity to the game. And I have spoke to one of the devs myself on Twitter, and I did ask him, are you thinking about any of these? Are you going to add... more location, more areas? Do you think about an end game for the game itself? And he said yes, they've been thinking of all of those, and they will be implemented into the game at some point. Now, interesting about it is that it'd be a pretty cool idea if they do. Obviously it's easy now because you're going to get this, but once you get into the game, you can just go along the tracks, get to the other side, and boom, you're on the coastal highway. But if you get to that particular spot where you need to be rescued or to find civilization or something like that, there needs to be some sort of criteria. Maybe you've survived for at least 2 months or 3 months, depending on what time of the year it is. If you're in, well, obviously this is Canada, so the winters are going to be a lot longer than what we have in Europe. And it's not going to be winter for 2-3 months. It's going to be winter for 4 or 5, depending on what part of Canada you're from. So maybe if you've survived for 3 months or something like that, which is a regular sort of winter that most of us know, maybe you can get to a certain point where you get to be extracted, or maybe find something that will get you to go back to civilization. And it's pretty cool that once we get into the coastal highway, you'll see there's actually a highway there. Obviously it will end at some point, but I don't want to spoil it for you, and you'll see that in the next part, because it's going to be a two-part video, because it's a massive place. There's a lot of locations, although they kind of all bunch up together. There's lots of loot, lots of stuff for you to find out, and it's going to be pretty cool finding the cool, interesting things. I did test something out on the lake, and the water was kind of, well, the ice was sort of cracking a little bit, and I didn't want to risk it going out there, you know, just in case they do implement something into the game. But overall, I think it's a massive area that they've added in. Lots of new stuff, lots of loot. I've not yet found any guns yet. I found some bullets. I found lots of food, lots of materials. You can actually have water out of the toilets now. I know it sounds creepy, but still, it's drinkable water. You're not actually drinking it from the bowl, if you see what I mean. You're taking it from that little container, which is still safe drinking water. And they've added lots of little things, you know, the snares, and that's something there. There's always something, plus a whole new area that just adds more fun for your buck, as it were. So instead of me sort of narrating a 20-minute video or something like that, I'm just going to let you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you're struggling with something, if you need some tips, if you have some tips for people that have been playing the game and they can't survive that long. I've only just skipped this a little bit. I've not skipped it, just made it a little bit faster. So I'm just traveling down the mountain. And this is the coastal highway. I'm going to go ahead and go inside the buildings. I'm not going to loot everything because I'm just going to leave a bit of mystery to it. So when you get in yourself, you get to find some cool loot. But I'm going to try a few of the drawers, a few of the chests, a few of the fridges and stuff like that. They've added quite a lot of things in there for you to loot. Now, some of them will have loot, some of them will be empty, some will be a waste of your time. But that's part of the game, you know. It's all about making those decisions about when you drink and when you eat and when you sleep. You go out and there's plenty of walls. The walls have been changed. If you are carrying too much and you're going to be slowed down, obviously the wolves will attack you when you're weak because you can't run. So they've testing stuff out, you know. I love that they're actually putting the time and effort into making sort of life-threatening decisions. You know, I don't want to go out because I'm too heavy, I'm carrying too much, I want to leave some stuff behind. So now you're going to get to be encumbered by having too much stuff on you. Having too much stuff on you, it's going to be weighing you down more, you're going to be fatigued more, it's all going to change how everything is. You know, they've pretty much touched and tweaked everything in the game, but I think they made it a little bit more interesting by factoring all that stuff in. So I think that's a cool thing what they've done, and just looking forward to seeing more of it and looking forward to exploring more of it. For now, I've got about just over an hour and a half that I've been sort of spinning around and looking at things and looting and testing stuff out. So as I stand so far, I've discovered about, I believe, to be about 70-80% of the map, the new area obviously that they added in. And I'm looking forward to discovering a lot more, and looking forward to discovering those secret locations and maybe some special items inside them. But if you have any tips for people to survive, go ahead and post a comment. If you need some tips from me, I've done plenty of videos. I'm going to link them in the description so you can check them out if you want to survive a little bit longer. That's it for me for today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video, and I'll see you with part 2. Out.
What have we here? I could use this. That'll come in handy. What have we here? That'll come in handy. Hope nobody needs this anymore. Too heavy. Looks like this has been here a while. What have we here? That'll come in handy.